to part 4 of Quilting with Dawn. Well, I did some stuff off camera because I figured nobody needed to see me futz. But during last night, while I have those moments when you can't sleep, I tried to come up with a way to coordinate the colors so that I could do my rail fence in a logical, dare I say, mathematical way, where you'd also have the colors artistically arranged from dark to light for each block. So I tried to find a way to combine artistry with mathematical precision. And I did it. I actually did it, and you see the result here. Now let me explain what I did. So that then steered me towards these 3 ones here, packages, and these 3 packages here. And then it was simply a matter of taking all the other colors I had and sequencing them in a pleasing fashion. Carolyn helped me a little bit because she had a great idea, and I'm going to show you what she suggested. Is that color can sometimes confuse you on, if you will, the heat or the brightness of that fabric, or the tone. I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody has better words than me. But she suggested what you do is you make this into a black and white picture. You take a picture of it or make it black and white, and it'll show you right away which is darker and which is lighter. And I was a little surprised because I thought visually that this bright yellow was actually darker than the one beside it, this peachy colored one. I was wrong. So when you make it black and white, you see right away the dark to light degradations or gradations of material. And voila. So, as a result of moving things around and doing it, I came up with this. Once again, we have snow in the News Bay. This is the 2nd day in a row we've had snow. So, not like last time in December where we were surprised. This is February. In fact, it's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. And we're getting snow again. I am going to sew. This is taking quite a bit of preparation this morning with Carolyn's more than just assistance. In fact, she had to walk me through the baby steps of how to set up the sewing machine and put in the bobbin, how to set up the guides, and how to make sure that when I'm quilting, things are 1/4 inch. You get a 1/4 inch seam. I'm sitting at this antique sewing machine table, as you can see here. To my left, Carolyn suggested, and I set up, is an ironing board simply to hold the material I'm going to be using. So to my left is the first group of 5 blocks in strips. So I've got 5 of each of these, and I'm going to start sewing them together. So I take my first pair, put right sides together, although batiks apparently doesn't matter. They're the same on both sides. It must be the way they make them. And you line them up, like that. And I can see how good or not good my cutting is now, because these are from different cutting sessions, as it were, from different fat quarters, but they look like they line up really nicely. All right, let's do this. This is going to be slow. The first couple, we know this. Or maybe it'll be quicker, but let's start slow. and done. So now let's check out how we did. Pull this puppy off, cut the thread, and voila, one daisy chain strip of joined pieces. And I'm looking at my seams now. They actually look relatively even. I should not sound surprised, but I am. Nope, this one's a little, it got a little thin at the end there. Yeah, that one's, okay, so I have, out of the 5, 4 were pretty good. One is debatable. I'll check with my sewing consultant whether I should re-sew that or not. So wait one, and we'll see how this goes. So I finished it, and I got a little careless, and my last one, the pieces don't line up as well as they should, so we'll check with my quilting expert, but I might have to re-sew it. Alright, so I sewed the second strip, and the eagle-eyed person would have noticed that I'd actually only sewed 4. Once again, I show when I can't do math. I haven't even had a chemise bleu yet. Anyway, I did check with my quilting advisor / expert, and she said, nope, you gotta re-sew that. So I did. Well, actually, she helped me out in the sense that she pulled it apart for me. Half of it, anyway. That's what she figured it needed to be done. She picked apart the unsewed the first half, and then I re-sewed it. So that's unsew number 1 on record for my project so far. We'll just see how many more of those we get as we move on. All right, now, here's the tricky part. Is that you've got the fabrics, you want to make sure you put the right sides to the right sides so that when you build your block, the colors are in the right order. And I know that I'm attaching, in this particular block, this darker brownie color to this orangey color. So they're going to go like that. Good sides to good sides inwards, and then so. And there we have it. 5, theoretically 5 blocks. So I'm going to now sew, or rather iron these, and see how we did. Alrighty, so I set up the ironing board here so you can see another essential part of the quilting process that, once again, like cutting and sewing, I'm learning that the ironing is not as easy as you think it would be. Yeah, so it's actually a straightforward process, and you try to remember how I did this, because Carolyn just gave me a quick tutorial. You always, I want to press to the dark side. Right. So you do it's a 2-step process. You take the seam that you've got and you set the seam. You just put the iron on the seam just like that. And then what you do is you roll the fabric to the dark side. Haha. Sounds very Star Warsian, you know. May the 4th. This is not the 4th of May. May the Force be with you. And you roll the fabric to the dark fabric. You roll the seam to the dark fabric and you press it, and that's it. And then you repeat. You repeat for the next seam. So, I'll find it right there. There it is. Set it. And roll it. Doesn't sound that bad, does it? Unfortunately, this ironing board is just a little wobbly. Yeah. Set it. And roll it. And when you're done, you have, ta-da, a block. This is, oh, there we go, dark to the top. I've got my very first block. All right, quick update. I finished the second of 6 packages and created block number 2, if you will, or well, this way. And yeah, I like the colors in this one too. So they're all the same size. They came out together pretty good. So I seem to be on the right track. No unsewing required, and no dough.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream. Everything is better when we stick together. Side by side, you and I gonna win forever. Let's party forever. We're the same, I'm like you, you're like me. We're all working in harmony. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome.
All right, I'm reporting back in. It's actually 9 o'clock at night now. I quit it around 6 o'clock, and I needed a break, and I'll tell you why. First of all, since I last reported in, I've done 2 more packages of 5 blocks each. First one is this one here. That one came out really well. Not a problem at all. Getting the hang of it, you know. And then that's when stuff happens. Start to get a little cocky. So this is the one I just finished. I mean, similar theme, right? So they look similar. So you're gonna say, yeah, okay. Well, here's what happened. I was maybe 2/3 of the way through the package. I'd already sewn one of the pairs all the way through, and I was on the second pair, and had to do an unsew and a resew because it went wonky. I went astray, and then resewing it went again. So I said to myself, I'm getting a little tired, and but I pressed on, and then as I was getting near the end of the next piece, the thread broke. Well, that was a sign. 2 strikes for the resew, the unsew, and the resew, and then the thread breaks. So that's it. I need a break, and I did. I took a break and came back after dinner. Here it is now, just a little after 9, quarter after 9. Finished the block, and I'm about to start package number 5. So it's coming along. Good day, and welcome to day 2 of part 4 of Quilting with Don. It was a long haul yesterday. I did take a 3-hour break, but more or less sewed from when I started around 10 or 11 yesterday morning until about 10 last night. So clearly I'm not the world's fastest sewer, but I'm almost done. I'm just now wrapping up the last package of blocks, which is basically my last group of 5, and then we'll call it a wrap, and then all right, go from there. All right, so let's finish this puppy off.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dreams.
Blue skies, bouncy springs. We just named 2 awesome things. A Nobel Prize, a piece of string. You know what's awesome? Everything.
And there you have it. That's the end of the last block. I'm just going to iron them now, and then we'll wrap this up. Done. Finished. I've done all the sewing of the blocks. I've got to say, it was not as easy as I thought it would be, and definitely sewing requires precision, patience, and consistency. I got better as I went along, but I think I averaged at least 1 unsew per package, per group of 6 blocks, or rather per group of 5 blocks. Can't do math again in this first thing in the morning. So I am going to have to log at least, I think, through this project of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packages. I'm going to say I'm going to log at least 9 unsews. That feels like what I ended up doing. I recorded a few. You'll see I've seen them, but yeah. Okay, so consistency, patience. Don't rush it. In other words, and precision. Make sure your fabric lines up. Many of my unsews are because I didn't have the pieces exactly together in the right spot. And even so, I'm looking at my blocks in review, and I see I may have to do a couple more unsews when I start laying it out, because they may not line up properly. I know my quilting advisor will be able to tell me whether I can finagle what I already have or I have to unsew and resew. Not a big deal. The main thing is I got it done, and happy to report that I think it went pretty well. And I really like my color choices. You can just see them edging on the side here, but I really like the way my blocks turned out. So, thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next part.